Hi everyone, it's Heidi from flutterbyheidi.co.uk, back again with another quick project but also a bit of a technique as well for you. And you'll see this card is using the fabulous new Dandelion Wishes stamp set. Beautiful dandelion heads and 3 super sentiments. On this occasion, this card, I teamed it with one from the Rooted in Nature stamp set. But you know, you've got some super ones on there already, that so you can just use what's with the stamp set. And I've paired it with some new designer series paper, DSP, and that is the in colour stack. So this has got a range of designs in all the different new in colours. That's the 2018-2020 in colours. I've used Grapefruit Grove here, but the next one I'm going to do, I thought I'd use the lovely lipstick stamp set ink that we've got as well, and a really nice little itty bitty dot, which I think will actually work better with the size of the panel to give a border. The larger dots, you know, you need to be very careful to make sure they are lined up easily. So that's what we're going to do. I've decorated the inside just by stamping some of the other images from the stamp set. And I've created my card base using that thick Whisper White. So that's really sturdy Whisper White card and great for card bases. So I've just created a 5 3/4 by 8 inch piece of card, scored at 4 inches. So that's 20 by 14.5 centimetres, scored at 10 centimetres, and that creates our base. Use your bone folder just to reinforce that crease as well. And then I've created the next layer just 1/4 inch smaller, so that's 5.5 by 3 3/4 inches, so 14 by 10 centimetres, sorry, 9.5 centimetres. And then we've got our piece of card here, and that's again 1/4 inch smaller again. Now, to create this panel here, rather than the card I made the other day, which is this one here, which uses an aperture and sponging, this is a really simple way to get that central panel. Now, what I would recommend is that as far as possible, you sort of do line that up in the middle of a piece of grid paper or something that gives you something to align with. Here's me reaching across. You get a great view of my arm there, and because I forgot to get my ink pad out, I'm using the new lovely lipstick ink pad. So these just flip up and slide into place. And then what you then want is just one of our ink blocks. So this is a H in ink block, and all I'm going to do is literally put the whole ink block onto the ink pad. Now, you could stamp with it straight away like that, but what I'm actually going to do is I've filled a stamping spritzer with a bit of water, and I'm just going to lightly spray that, get our card back and just align that in the middle, thereabouts. And then all you do is just treat that as if it's a stamp and just pop it down. And then you get a great sort of solid block of colour, and depending on how much you spray, depends on how much colour transfers as well. That one's obviously, it's a really strong colour, so it transfers really well. This one I didn't spritz quite as much, so you get a lighter effect. Now, the important thing now is that you use a strong colour to go with that. So let's pop our lovely lipstick away for a moment, because we'll need that in a minute for the inside. And you could either use a basic black with this, or you could use our basic grey, which is a really dark colour as well. So I'm just going to leave that just to kind of dry just for a moment, and I think I'm going to use our black ink pad. As you can tell, my ink pads are in front of it, and I forgot to get them out today. I'm playing catch up a little bit from having a break while I was on holiday. Great to have a break away, and best laid plans. I intended to get ahead before I went away, but do you know, it just didn't happen. I had some issues with my parents. I've got very elderly parents, so hence I haven't had a chance to keep on top of things. but life, that's how it happens. So now what I've done is I've just inked up in black memento a large Dandelion Wishes stamp, and I'm just going to pop that on there. As you can see, the black works really well. And then I'm going to use one of the sentiments from the stamp set. So I think I'm going to do a sending well wishes your way, or maybe not. Or shall I use one of the other ones? Yeah, let's use this one. So this is again a lovely little sentiment. And again, just ink up in basic black ink. And then I like to put that stuff half on, half off. And there we have our sentiment. And it really is as simple as that. But that's just a little technique on how to get a panel of colour onto your card, but without necessarily having to go to the trouble of masking or anything else. And all we have to do then is, as I said, add that to our layer of DSP. You can see them upside down as well. And then you can either pop that up on some dimensionals if you wanted to, just to get a little bit of dimension, or you could add some sort of pretty jewels. We've got some gorgeous ones here, which we could pop on. And these come, as you can see, these are some glitter enamel dots. And these just, okay, that's where it's going. Here's a slightly larger one. And just saying that they come in different sizes. Just add a little bit of sparkle to that card. And as I said, just pop it up. You can pop up on dimensionals if you want, or you could just leave it flat. It depends whether you're posting it or you're actually going to be able to hand deliver it. I know there's here in the UK we end up slipping into large letter if we put too many layers on. You know, but I think it's worth it. And again, with dimensionals, I'm probably not seeing that. With dimensionals, you don't have to kind of cover the back, but just make sure it's supported. And this is a great time to use up those little bits from around the edge of your stamp set. Then all that we need to do now is ink up and ink up and stamp the inside of our stamp set as well. And for that I'm going to use the lovely lipstick again and just use this accent piece, which is just like the little flower heads. So again, just like a compact, she says, lift up and slide. I'm still getting used to these new ones, and some of them are a little bit stiff that obviously haven't been used very much before. And then with the flower heads I just stamp across. And remember, when you're stamping and putting onto your ink pad, it's just a tap, tap, tap. Nice and light. You don't need to grind it in because you don't want ink pooling around those images, because that's what gives you a fuzzy image. So there's our card. We can pop up, remove our dimensionals and pop that up now. And obviously you could add a sentiment to the inside. Quite often with cards I'll perhaps use a generic statement on the front, and that way when I need a card I can just add something appropriate at the time. This would be a great thinking of you card as well, you know, sort of a sympathy card. And then all you do is just layer that up onto our card, and there we have a really pretty pair of cards ready to send at an appropriate moment. And as I said, they really are very straightforward cards, but I just wanted to show you how to get that panel of colour. If you'd like anything you've seen today, whether that be the stamp set or the glitter enamel dots, pop along to my Stampin' Up shop, heidismith.stampinup.net, and from there you can go to the shop link and purchase any product, or if you go to my blog for this project, then the link is in the description below. You'll find some images and you can click on those and it'll take you straight to that item in my shop. Thanks for watching. Come back and see me again soon. Bye now.